Can you make billions farming?
100% in 2026. This will be one of your best decisions. And one of the ways to give yourself peace, a 1 hectare or 10 hectare farm, if you are generating 30 million naira every year, you don't need to think how to pay the tuition. You don't need to sleep and be dreaming of your rent. You have consistent income to back it up. Every asset that is not putting money on your table is not even appreciated most times. And the risk of even that asset being taken over is very high.
We spend millions monthly to protect all those lands. Some of them, we have even had to lose them, repurchase them because of encroachment.
Farming is not just planting now. Farming starts from the land, which is an asset. As a palm tree farmer, or as a cocoa farmer, or as a cashew farmer, or as a yam farmer, you are bound with season. You will know that, the next time you have to harvest is 9 months. So whatever you have now, you have to caution yourself to the season. So that is a natural discipline for a farmer.
Hello out there, my name is Wisdom Ezekiel, and welcome to 10x Interactions, where we go deep dive into very interesting subjects that borders on multiplying our success and being able to achieve more. 10x is all about achieving more and doing more with what you are involved in. And today we're going to have some very interesting discussion because I have a special guest in the house, somebody whose story will interest you. I always like people who you can trace their humble beginning and you can trace where they are right now. Because you see, the principle for success is the same everywhere. All right? Application may differ, but the principle is always the same. And they said, if you want to know the secret of a man, look at the story of the man. Every man's secret is in their story. And today we're going to listen to a very interesting story because I have someone who decided to make farming very interesting. One time the wife of our president, made us to, go into farming. Say all of us should go into farming. And truly, interestingly, I grew up in like a barracks. It's what do we call this? It was a train station. There was a train station and we lived in the barracks there. And we had farm in front of our house and at the back of our house. To be sincere, I used to think that those farms were very big then. But I haven't gone to visit the place again. I swear this thing is very small. But that's the way we lived. All of us could get into the farm, get fresh food to eat and all of that. So today, farming is no longer very interesting to most people because the picture that has been, shown to many of us are pictures of, people who are suffering doing farming. But this particular man I'm about to introduce has made farming, in the word sexy, made farming look very attractive, made farming look like something that any young man, any Gen Z out there will want to say, no, I want to be a farmer. So farming is now interesting. Please help me welcome Mr. Rotimi. You're welcome, sir.
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure being with you.
Good to have you.
Thank you so much, sir.
I thought you would dress on suit today because you're always on suits and tie. So you are one of the few farmers that I see that wear suit and tie. Why? Why do you wear suit and tie?
Because farming must look like a very noble profession. Like you see the doctor wear suits, the engineers wear suits. Farmers sustain every one of us. So why can't we look good and well?
Because when I see you with those suit and tie, I feel that you are not a serious farmer. But when I see your results, I know that you are more than serious. You are more than serious. Okay. All right, let's get to really know you because, the secret of men are in their story. There are people out there who want to look at what you have done over the years and they envy that, this guy is a big boy, he's enjoying his life, he's a multi-billionaire, but they don't know the story, all right? Can you take us through your story? How did this all started? Where were you, all this while? Or did you just emerge?
Thank you so much. It's my pleasure again being here.
You're welcome.
We've learned from you over the years in the real estate table. And today we're glad that we're sitting on the same table. Okay, farming to me is one of the most interesting things I've found. And growing up with both parents farmers. By the way, I think on 26th was my mom's birthday.
Wow.
And she was in my house. We didn't make noise, but we're just in the living room celebrating. And myself and my wife had the pleasure of giving her a car key.
Wow.
So
great one.
We're telling the story of how this happened. So I told them some years back, my father died when I was very young, 14 years old. And all he left for us was 100 acres of oil palm plantation. And very interesting, I never knew his source of wealth, all because we were young. We went to the best schools in Ondo State. And when he visited me the last before he died, he came to school with a Mercedes-Benz 230D. And in the whole of Ondo State, you can count the number of Mercedes-Benz 230D.
Wow.
But he cannot read nor write his name. And so when they came to call us from we were in the boarding school, they came to call us, and the entire students, everybody came out. What kind of car is this? Who drove this car to this school? Which politician visited our school today? And then they called our names, and we proudly came out from the hostel with our shoulders raised, and we greeted our father. And shortly after that, about 2 weeks after that, we were informed he died, passed away.
Wow.
But the story to me and what he left behind was not just the fame, was not just the wealth. It was the consciousness that a farmer could be that successful. He was very successful. I grew up knowing oddly in our house, having oddlies, following a farmer who cannot speak English because he was very wealthy doing his farm. And we never knew that all that wealth was from the oil palm plantation. So when they were reading his will to us, because we thought that's the end of school, no more good school, no more good life, because the breadwinner is gone. They will realize that what he simply does every month, we can continue doing it, and then we are sustained. So every month, they simply harvest the hectares of oil palm plantation, produce palm oil, and then tuition are paid. Every other thing is supported. So that's the background I grew from. And going back to my mother's story, the touching part about her story for me was when I needed to go to school in the UK from farming money.
You went to school in the UK from farming money.
From a farmer's parent. From a village.
From a village.
Yes, not from a doctor's money in the city.
Wow.
So I remember the money was bulk, and my mom had to pay a very big sacrifice. So I was sharing the story on her birthday, how she had to rent out her own portion that were allocated to her. She did a 5 years rent out, and then the bulk of the money was paid my tuition.
Wow.
So when I was presenting the card to her, I was telling her the story. This is the seed that you sow. And today we thank God for the success.
You are reaping the fruits of your labor.
So we grew up from the farm. Today, the fourth generation of that man, my father died, he's going to 30 years now. But no one of my siblings has smelled poverty. We all went through school.
So you're a rich child.
Not having to beg anyone. Yes, because if you don't have to beg anybody for what you need, and you are contented with what you want, what you have, that's the definition of riches. So we went to school, our tuition, our housing, everything still proceeds from the farm. And even to the fourth generation now, we still mill the same oil every month to support generations.
Wow.
So farming is not just one thing. Farming can be very transgenerational.
Wow. More like a legacy.
More like a legacy.
I was listening to one of our mentors, and he was saying that he read the Bible where the Bible said that a good man leaves an inheritance for his children, not just for his children, but for his children. Yeah. And as at that time, he said he has bought over 30 houses for his grandchildren. Over 30 houses for his grandchildren. That was amazing to hear. That he's not focusing on his children, he's focusing on his grandchildren. Because he knows that his children will survive. But for his grandchildren, he wants to ensure that there's a legacy left for them. What I want to ask is, your father left something that could help you become somebody in life. But there are people that their parents left things like that for them. And that was the undoing of their life. Did you by any means, get caught up with such things? Maybe at a particular... Yes, right now we can see that you used it well. But was there any time when you felt, okay, so there's money, let me live my life?
So I would say that farming is very practical. When you know that you have to go to the farm. So I remember those times when we come back from the boarding school, our father mandatorily make sure that we go to the farm with him.
So then, your father made sure that you people go to the farm?
Go to the farm with him.
Wow.
It's compulsory.
Even with all the money?
You have to go to the farm. So growing up, knowing that this is the trees that we have to harvest and process and make money. And then the discipline of a farmer is different from just any other wealth. A farmer has a knowledge of season. It's like the Bible says, the children of Issachar, they have the understanding of time. So you grow up with that setting of you being told a lot of stories around the season. This tree takes some years, not now that we have hybrid, takes about 7-8 years to grow up, and they have to nurture them to grow.
There's a lot of discipline.
A lot of discipline. And then they have to transfer those discipline into you. So I'm not sure there is any time where we got out of hands.
Not even when you were in the UK?
None of that.
You felt like just entering town?
Because you know that you have to
and
wait.
Showing them that you are a rich farmer's son.
The trees will have to be milled to pay money. Not money embezzled from one corrupt place to send to you. So the discipline of farming, as a palm tree farmer or as a cocoa farmer or as a cashew farmer or as a yam farmer, you are bound with season. You will know that, the next time you have to harvest is 9 months. So whatever you have now, you have to caution yourself till the season. So that is a natural discipline for a farmer.
Okay. Now, you say you went to the school in the UK, and we have schools in Nigeria, and you left to go to the UK, Is it because you are a rich kid?
I could say it's just aspiration. So coming into Lagos, I lived with my other brother after leaving school. And then I attended Daystar. And you cannot be under such training and your brain is not open. My vision changed. I'm a child of a farmer, but I caught new vibes of visions. And then I wrote my vision, I don't want to school in Nigeria. And funny enough, I got scholarship from Reverend Sam Adeyemi.
Wow.
To Covenant University.
Wow. Kudos to Reverend Sam Adeyemi.
Anytime I see him, I still go to pay him that homage. He did not know me from anywhere. Just a sleep and then a scholarship to Covenant University. But I ended up not schooling in Covenant because my mind was abroad. And then one thing I appreciated is the network of relationship I was able to create in school also. But all the background is not a reason why I just want to leave the country. I think it was just the aspiration of wanting to school. And can I shock you, I never worked in the UK for anything.
So why did you come back?
Yes.
When people finish schooling in the UK, they stay over there and they look for a job and they start living life. Just by, mentioning that I'm in the UK, has some form of, what would I call it, prestige and all of that. So why did you come back?
So I got a job at the time while I was in school, and it was a potter's job. I have to be a potter. And you know what a potter do? We have to scrub pans, baked pans, very hard. You have to scrub. I did that job for 6 hours and I was crying throughout. You have to scrub very thick, stubborn.
Why were you crying?
I was crying because I felt like I'm more than this. Why should I leave Nigeria to come here like a prodigal son and then come here to start washing ditches? That's what a lot of Nigerians do abroad. You're not washing cups, washing dishes, the things you would ordinarily not do.
In spite of your UK education?
Yes, definitely. I was in the UK doing that.
Wow.
So I was sent to a hotel and I was washing pan. And immediately the consciousness of who I am came to me. And I went to school the second day. I told our chancellor that this is no longer education. When Africans have to come here and their value and sense of worth have to be enraged by being subjected to this, it wipes away every education that we receive here. Because no matter how much we're educated, we will still think like a slave. Because you are getting good education, but your mind is enslaved. You're washing pan. That was the only day I worked in the UK, the only day. And I vowed never to go and collect a wage, and I never did. 36 pounds, I never went back to collect a wage. Because I told myself, I'm not going to be paid as a slave.
You know, I used to work in a particular company many years ago. And up to now, they are still owing me. Because my last month's salary, they didn't pay. Because I resigned. So anywhere I see that my employer, I need to collect my money. But so please go ahead.
So that experience, sometimes God will bring some things in you to prepare you for the future. I became very angry that I'm not going to stay back in this country. Because if the only opportunity available for blacks is to be subjected, then I'm not staying back. Either we like it or not. 90% of the opportunities available abroad only subject us most times. So I was thinking, if my father had a farm and that farm sustained me till getting the value I have now, and that farm is still sustaining generations, why can't this same farm become a business that I can build? And then not just sustain myself, it can also sustain generations. And not just generations, it can sustain the entire country. So I started digging deep into the oil palm industry, saw the Malaysia history, and that marveled me. How the entire country of Malaysia is survived with oil palm. Multi-billions of dollars revenue from oil palm. Indonesia is the biggest in the world, followed by Malaysia. So I started studying that, and I was like, a business model must be created out of this that can make this become a far more rich industry. So I decided to come back.
So you came back and went straight to start farming?
Agriculture.
Wow.
So I went to the village.
Where's your UK certificate?
I don't even know where it is. And I have never worked with that certificate. And I'm never going to work with it. So,
because with what you have achieved, there's no... the person who wants to employ you will try.
So straight back to the village. And very good, and kudos to the Western government those years, Awolowo. Right in my village, we have a 19,000 hectares oil palm plantation.
19,000 hectares.
Oil palm plantation.
Wow.
Today called the Oktikukpa Oil Palm PLC. Then introduced or established by the Western government. You have it also in Ogun State, Akbo J, and the rest of them. The Western government understood what agriculture then. The first skyscraper...
Because agriculture was even more productive for us then than crude oil.
Exactly.
Maybe crude oil was easier for them.
It's
and
easier.
because it was easier, it's free money, and all the agricultural system that they put in place, they killed it.
Instead of taking the money from crude and diversifying into agriculture, we killed the crude.
Imagine that we took money from crude and diversified heavily into agriculture. You know, I've been traveling to the UAE for some time now, and every time I get into that country, I just get fascinated. I think the very first time I ever traveled to the UAE was many years ago. I can't even remember what particular year. And immediately we got to the airports. One of the guys who were like a team, Dr. Lumide Emmanuel was one that organized that trip and took all of us to Dubai. Immediately we landed at the airport. So we took Qatar. So we landed at Doha before connecting to Dubai. As we landed in Doha, the guy saw what he has never seen in his life. The guy just lied down on the floor and started abusing our government. The first question he asked Dr. Lumide that, do our leaders, do they come here? He said, yes, they come here. Some of them will have houses here. He said, it will not be better for them. He started cursing them, abusing them. We're like, calm down. I said, how can you see something like this and come back home and do otherwise? That's wicked.
That's the definition of wickedness.
But by the time they started studying out the history of most of those countries, you discover that Qatar has oil. In fact, they are one of the largest producers of oil in the world.
Yes.
Dubai, the UAE, has oil. But yet oil is not their major attention. They focus more on tourism, real estate, IT, and other things because they have come to realize that oil is an exhaustible resource. At the end of the day, oil will finish one way or the other. There is a number that you will drill and oil will no longer be there. But if it comes to farming, as long as you have the seed, you have the harvest. You keep producing. So it baffles us that, our government did not wake up to many of these
reinvest
things and all of that.
Imagine if, as at then, Awolowo created plantations. The cocoa house in Ibadan, the first skyscraper in Nigeria, West Africa.
Wow.
Built from cocoa and several agric ventures. So when I went back to be very shocking, do you know that even Malaysia has crude oil? A larger they have very good crude oil. But you can't hear crude oil. They are more invested
in palm oil.
Agriculture, palm oil. So
because even palm oil is more expensive than crude oil.
Definitely.
And more in demand than crude oil.
And has more usage
than crude oil.
And
the Malaysia and the Indonesia that you're talking about came here to pick our seedlings.
Indonesia.
And today they have multiplied it and they are now producing over 50% of the world consumption of.
They control 85%.
Wow.
Of the entire
global production.
Market, yes.
Wow.
85%.
How many percent does Nigeria control?
Just 2%.
2%. With all our palm plantation.
We started it. Just 2%. Less than 2% safe.
Wow.
Our total earning from crude export is less than $10 million. Meanwhile, Indonesia is earning billions from crude oil.
No, that's from palm oil.
From palm oil.
Yeah.
From palm oil. Indonesia last year, I think last 2 years, is on the portal. Flew a first commercial jet with refined palm oil. So now they are shutting down export of their palm oil and focusing on the biodiesel usage of their palm oil. So now they produce engine oil from palm oil. They produce aviation fuel
from palm oil.
From their palm oil. They refine palm oil into diverse use. And they sustain their ozone layer also from the trees, from the palm oil. While we are destroying all our river, destroying all the fishes, destroying all the trees.
Fashola came and planted trees for us. Some people say we have not eaten, we are planting trees. Are we going to, now tree will go to chop? And today, all of us are suffering from.
And we are seeing nothing yet.
I'm telling you.
And that's the interesting part of this project. We'll come to that. Because I jokingly say to our customers, the areas or the places where we are planting trees today will be the most expensive places to live in the future years. Because your ozone layer will not stop. It will keep having the effect of population, industrialization, manufacturing, and so it will get hotter. So imagine you go to your village and trees are everywhere now. So those places where we are going to be having 1 million trees will be places that
where most people want to come and live.
Not even your banana island in the future.
But let's follow that story because we're actually following the story. You came back, left your UK certificate and UK education, didn't look for a job in the UK or even in Nigeria, and you came back and said, my father was a farmer. With farming money, they took me to the UK to study. That's farming. Is what I want to come back and do. How did you take it up from there?
So I went back to my state, and then having lived among that plantation, I went to outperform PLC, met with their management, and it was also a government establishment, but abandoned for over 10 years.
Wow.
So the entire plantation became a forest. So we met with the government, with the managers, and we rented part of the plantation. So cleared the woods away and started harvesting bunches and milling palm oil. So that's where we started from.
Wow.
We didn't start from planting. We started by looking at what is on ground. Why is this still not working? So we rented from them, their farm, and then we established our mill, and then take fruits from the rented farm and process palms. And that became very profitable. Then we came back to Lagos and said, okay, what can we do to now drive Lagos people? 19,000 hectares is huge. So if everybody have to invest in this place, it can sustain. So we created then palm oil vest as a product. And we say, see, just name the number of kegs of palm oil you want to buy. Then we will pay the money to Oil Palm PLC to rent the numbers of trees that will give us this palm oil. And then we will process and deliver your palm oil to you. And that was gradual. And we did that a couple of times. And then during COVID, we wrote Zenith Bank PLC, noticing that a lot of farmers in Ondo State are palm oil farmers. And we need to offtake their fruits to service our meal. And then the bank came down, supported over 300 farmers, created accounts for them.
Wow.
And so we had a community of oil palm farmers. We offtake their bunches, we process palm, and we sell. And we make over 100% in profits.
And the rest is history.
And the rest is history.
And today, you are a billionaire farmer. Can you make billions farming?
100%, 101%, or 1,000% yes.
How?
It's the figures are just straight and defined. And I still challenge any real estate company in Nigeria today to say that they are wealthier than Okumu Oil or wealthier than Presco. If Presco did 198 billion in revenue from palm alone, if Ghana makes billions from cocoa alone, I'm not sure there is any real estate company
that makes such money.
Especially
in Nigeria.
In Nigeria, yes. And even, let's use the global index. Someday I was in Marriott and I was saying, okay, this entire edifice will be constructed with over 10 billion. And I said, give me that 10 billion and let me put it into palm. You will make more profit than you are making from the hotel.
So I think we need to get into this because many people who are listening to you will like the story of the fact that you have become an established farmer. You have gone into, palm plantation, processing, and also trading on palm oil. And they like the story. You are a very profitable farmer. And some people want to say, I want to understand this industry, want to understand how does it work? What are the opportunities in this industry? But I want to ask you one question. Why are you sharing this information? Is it not supposed to be a trade secret?
So the truth is, if it is a secret, then I wouldn't have inherited.
No, I didn't get that.
If it is a secret, I wouldn't have inherited. The secret will have died with my father. Farming is generic. It's everywhere.
It's everywhere.
It's everywhere. The palm trees are everywhere.
But there are people who I have seen who are farmers, but they are poor.
Yeah, I will say, like Dr. Lumide will say, the problem is not the method or how does he used to put it? He say,
He said many of us are doing the same thing. I'm trying to remember how he used to put
with
it.
the same approach.
Dr. Lumide has a lot of...
the method is saturated, the product is saturated, not the method.
not the method.
You just need to change the dynamics. What we have brought into this industry is the game for us. We recognize agriculture, but we now married agriculture with real estate. And that is the game changer.
So marrying agriculture with real estate, how does that work? How do you marry agriculture? Because I feel that once you are farming, you are already into real estate. How does the real estate part come in?
Okay. So I've had several meetings with government parastatals, from SEC to even Bank of Agriculture. And last week I was having a meeting with the Nigeria Farmers Association. And my claim is this: not until we begin to instrumentalize land for farming, farmers will still be poor. Because farmland is real estate. It's an instrument that can keep appreciating.
Okay.
So when we treat the farmland as just one casual land, there is no real estate to it. Definitely the land is there, but we treat it as just one casual land.
Because I think that I think I understand what you're, because I play in the real estate sector, I understand what you are saying. For instance, if I have a farmland and I decide that I'm going to do the survey of the land, I've added value to that
Exactly.
land. If I decide I'm going to register that survey, I've added another value to the land.
Exactly.
If I decide that I'm going to get a C of O for that land, it's still a farmland,
but you have transformed
with C of O, I've transformed the land. You know, if I now decide that I'm going to build a little farm estate inside the farm, I have now made the farm
You've
a
transformed
premium land, such that the person who is farming in the village and myself, who has turned my own farm into a city, we are not the same
at all.
If today we want to offload that instrument, that real estate, property, we will not offload it at the same amount, because this one has all the title, all the documentation, and all the development around it. But this one does have farming and it's casual. Now, another thing I feel, and this is another place where you play, is that most farmers just farm and take to the market. No processing.
Value addition.
I think that the people who process are more profitable than even the farmer itself. So if all you do is just to farm the palm plantation, the fruits, and you just sell, yes, you will make money, but not as much as the person who put it into the mill and turned it into different kind of products. I wanted to speak to that.
So basically, farming without processing is the suffering for Nigerian farmers.
Last year, we can say that's the reason why they are poor.
That's the poverty, yes. I think I was having a presentation last year at the House of Lords. I shared my story and the London 10. And then my focus on that story was sustainability. So you have different people from other countries, Indians, different countries who made their presentations also. So I was presenting for Africa, for Nigeria, and I was talking about sustainability. And I asked a question at the end of it: is my father's story the definition of sustainability? Is it? One, he has sustained generations. 2, the trees that he planted then are contributing to generations today, sustaining the ozone layer. 3, everyone who is employed to farm in that land, even while he's gone about 30 years ago, are still getting employment. So that is sustainability in an entire story. Now, beyond just the farm, is the fact that the value that farming adds are multiple. It's beyond the milling. From food security to employment to the ozone layer, the values are numerous. Now, but let's detail down to value addition in terms of production. So part of my presentation was, we need capacity for value addition. Gone are the days when Africa just need to produce raw materials and they will pack the raw materials to Europe. And then the same raw material is processed into diverse products. We sold at Naira. Yes, you brought your crude at Naira to them. They take your crude and refine it and bring it back to sell to you at $10. $10. Who is the fool? But you are the owner. Without your raw material, they can't produce.
I think, I don't know which country that they stopped their cocoa exports and said, any country that wants to still deal with them in terms of cocoa, come and set up your plants and process it to the finished product. Because finished products,
that's where the money
always have more value.
That's where the money is.
Because, that's why I want to sound a bit controversial and I want to enter into politics a little bit.
Okay.
That's why it baffles me that a nation like Nigeria will look at Dangote and call him a monopolist in the oil industry because he built a refinery. Then the man asked the question that, have I stopped anybody from building
their own? It's simple.
Because what we were doing before now was more like selling our birthright. You carry crude oil
and sell at
let's say $1, and you import the same crude oil that has been processed at $10. That's crazy.
And lose diverse other products.
You are losing value by excellence. And that's one of the major challenges that we have in Africa.
Yes.
Africa, we are very crude in everything we do. Crude oil, crude behavior, crude land. Everything is crude. We don't process many things. In fact, somebody said recently, and as much as I'm a church person, I think I like what the person said. He said, any nation where you see that churches are buying over factories, that nation has a problem.
It's a big problem.
It's a big problem where they are turning factories into religious gathering. It's a big problem. In fact, in recent time, we have seen that even happen in Nigeria, where most factories are shutting down and churches are buying over those property and turning it to church. Because at the end of the day, religion will not feed us. Religion is the system of hope.
Yes.
But that hope needs to be translated into practical things that we can see. Sometimes I speak this way and it gets some people angry. I'm also I'm an awesome Christian. I'm born again.
Definitely. Fire-filled.
But I know that God is a productive God. In fact, if you look at the nature of God from the beginning, the Bible said that God created.
He's
a creator.
Yes.
And if he is a creator and he created us, it means that he has created us to become creators. And from the beginning, God never cooked food for Adam. He told Adam, say, look at all these things. You are not going to cook your food by yourself. God never gave Adam chair. He told Adam, look at the tree, cut down the tree and make your chairs. When Adam ate the fruit and they were naked by themselves, they went to cut clothes and sew for themselves. And so
value addition is a problem.
Yes.
And that's where advanced farming need to come in. And that's why, we're speaking about agricultural intelligence need to come in.
AI.
Just agriculture is not one crude thing. There's a lot of intelligence behind agriculture. Everything in the world is sustained by agriculture.
Because people who have put intelligence into agriculture, they have the best of value.
Definitely. There's no nation, no family that can survive without agriculture. So the intelligence must be very versatile. And that's what we're doing now. Now, you just described a piece of land. The value addition started growing. Now the government is shouting about henchmen roaming everywhere. The problem is there, but the answer is simple. If we create instrument with land, now we started a ranch in our farm in Ibadan. The land has C of O. We are saying, you are interested in ranching? Come and take a portion of the land and ranch. But definitely you know that you are not just ranching, you own an asset where the animal is. And that asset is appreciating even faster than the animal. That animal will give you passive income over time, while the asset itself is appreciating. And when we're having a discussion with SEC and the rest, say, okay, Now you have an instrument that can even raise funds for you. I can take my CFO farmland to anywhere to get loan. But the problem with the farmer in the village is that he has no instrument.
He has no instrument, he has no development, he has no processing.
He has no processing. And in terms of value addition, I mean, almost all our plantation has milling capacity.
And some of them don't even also have the right market.
In fact,
because the only market they know is the market.
The crude market.
The crude market.
That's another big problem of agriculture. The value addition, number one. Number two is the market. A lot of farmers produce and wait for the market. So we from our Ekpe plantation, we run this project called Eco-Yams. And in 2023, for the first time in the history of Lagos, we did over 1 million tubers of yam. Right
1
here,
million tubers of yam in Lagos.
It was a challenge. And we said, we're going to beat this challenge in Lagos. So the Commissioner for Agri visited the farm. And that's the largest farm in Lagos currently. And so
I need to shake your hand.
And it's simple. These same yams were intercropped in between the palm trees. Value addition. That same land is now multi-million in appreciation. Value addition. And we did not just stop there. We don't sell our yams like the market women. We box our yams and brand them like the yams you see abroad. So there was one December, the rice was that same 2020, the rice was very expensive. Banks bought our boxed eco yams as hamper to give to their customers. What are they doing? The value on the yam on the street is different from the value on the yam that has been cleaned and boxed. So it can easily be given as gift.
Because one of the things that you can't take when you are traveling, if you are taking food, they will tell you some specifications. You can't take yam in most cases. Why? For you to take yam, there is a process. The yam has to be clean. It has to be preserved with some form of, I don't know what they use to preserve
Everything.
it, and all of that, and boxed. So the yam that we will buy here for maybe 2,000 Naira or 3,000 Naira, over there we'll buy it for $15.
No, just one tuber of yam is like £5 in UK.
One tuber of yam.
£5 in UK.
I hardly crave for yam whenever I'm abroad.
Yeah, big man.
No, it's expensive, but even with all the big man. No.
So the market issue, like the narrative is, most times we wait. Oh, let's create all the farm. And then after creating all the farm, that's the function of the farmer now. It's time for harvest. Where do I sell my yamu?
Who is buying yamu?
Who is buying yamu? One man will now come from north and say, oh, this is your entire farm. I want to buy it for 2,000 Naira. And if you did not sell it, you are running against time.
Yes, because yam may not last except you process
You
it.
now sell and be at loss. The farmer will not be crying. There's no money in farming. But what have we done differently? We created a cooperative, digitalized everybody. So before we plant, we create the market. Before we harvest our yam, in fact, the Commissioner for Agri was asking, oh, can we still buy yam? We said, ma'am, all the yams are sold out. Before we harvest the yams are sold out.
Because of system.
So that is agricultural intelligence. Before our oil is processed, they are sold. In fact, we sign what do they call it? Production agreement with companies that need us crude before we even do some expansion. So you'll be taking 2,000 metric tons every year. Okay, we'll do backward integration. So for 10 years, we have a bond with you. Farmers don't create markets. So they suffer for that also. It's a lot.
Let's get into this thing deeper. Now, I have done real estate for close to 20 years. In Pertinence Group for 13 years, going to 14 years. Wow. And there are properties that we developed. Asset development, site and services, and all of that people bought into. And 13 years later, they have not built one house. Some of them have not even put one block on ground. By the time we did this investigation, we discovered that many of the people, over 80% of the people who buy land, especially people who buy land in Nigeria, buy it for investment purpose. And I started wondering, okay, so if you buy it for investment purpose, it means you are not even willing to
Build on
build.
it.
You know, somebody who bought land for 5 million, you will need times 10 of that amount
To build
be
it.
able to build on it. You know, and if the person even paid over maybe 1 year or 2 years, that's a lot. For them to come and build, it will be an issue. So, and in my own definition of an asset, you know, Robert Kiyosaki gave us some very awesome, straight to the point definition. An asset is anything that appreciates in value and puts money in your pocket. So when we look at that definition and compare it to what people are doing with us, buying land for investment purpose, the only thing you are having is that is appreciating in value. It is not putting money in your pocket. For you to put money in your pocket, you need to sell it. And that's what drove us to say, come on, we want to start farming. Because this farming system that we're going to put in place will give you an asset that will appreciate in value, but ultimately will put money in your pocket. And that's the system we have now begun to create. And we are working with an experienced hand who have done thousands of hectares all over. Now, what we are trying to do is to see that anybody, anywhere in the world can be into farming, and you don't have to go to farm. I want you to help us describe that system so that people who are listening to us can understand what we are talking about. How can I live in the diaspora. I don't even have time to go to farm. I don't even want to go to farm, but I want to be in agriculture. I want to be part of the solution. I want to be part of protecting our ozone layer. I want to be part of providing food for the nation and the world at large. But I don't want to go to farm. I don't want to be like that woman who carries hoe and wear rickety clothes with cutlass. I don't want to be that. And I want to still make money. What is that system that can deliver this to me?
Thank you so much, sir.
Yeah.
I think what we are saying worked over time with what we are doing is what we call the agro-real estate model. Just like you have described. Every asset that is not putting money on your table and is not even appreciating most times, and the risk of even that asset being taken over is very high. Because nature above vacuum. Most of the estates that has been sold in Nigeria.
My brother, we spend millions monthly to protect all those lands.
Okay.
Some of them, we have even had to lose them, repurchase them.
Okay.
Because of encroachment.
Because nothing.
Some of them, we had to lose them and we had to go and buy another land for the customer. And if you don't put all those protections, we have to spend hundreds of millions to fence those places, do all the documentation. Some of the things that we are not supposed to be doing, if people had gone to take possession, built on it. So even the cost of protection is a whole lot.
And that's where agro-real estate comes in. The asset is in practical use while it is still appreciating. Like we have agreed, farming is not just planting now. Farming starts from the land, which is an asset. And most time the land is an asset as land banking, because the land will keep appreciating into the future. My father's 100 acres now with oil palm plantation on it is more expensive than just any other land in the village. Because those oil palms there are biological assets.
Biological assets.
Yes. You cut down one of those trees.
I like that too. So I like to have different assets. I like to have real estate assets. I like to have gold assets. I like to have maybe crypto assets. But this one, biological assets. Yes. Awesome.
So the land is then being planted with biological assets that can last over 60, 70 years.
70 years.
Yes, even at last.
So it will
outlive some persons.
Many of us.
On it.
Someone like me that want to live like 100 years, it will outlive me.
So,
because if you add 70 years to my age, I'm over 100.
You can imagine. And that protects.
And even you too, if you add this, we are 100. Close to 100.
I'm going to 120. So, This asset.
Oh, you want to leave 120?
Yes.
My brother, in this country.
I'm not of this country. I'm from Zion. So those assets protect the land. Now, I can tell you that the 19,000 hectares that is in my village, those land are still intact with no encroachment. And ask me how?
How?
Without fencing, there are biological assets on it. You cut down any of those assets, you are in big trouble.
Fine, when you even cut down any of the assets, it's very obvious.
It's so obvious. So the trees are there
to protect the land.
To protect the land. While the land is productive and appreciating over time. Either oil palm or cocoa or coconut or any of these cash crops and biological assets.
So all these cash crops you are mentioning now, okay, maybe we'll come back to that. Yeah. Because I was going to ask that because farming is risky. But I've discovered from what we have learned, the research we have done, and from the experience we've had, that some of these crop farming that you just mentioned now are less riskier than most of the other farming. But we'll come to that.
Yeah. So for this new model you're introducing is the way to go. It is the new gold in the Nigeria Agro-Real Estate system. Because definitely we like to buy land. Land is a mentality here. Buy land, we buy land. But we buy land, you don't, in fact, most people who buy land don't have money to build on it.
They don't have money to build on it.
So they have to live, but they have the mentality of, I shall have to buy land. I'm a civil servant to go and buy land. So when you buy the land, can that land start paying you like you would have earned a normal rental income inside town? The answer is yes. And can the land even pay you more than you will earn rental income inside town?
Hold on. You are going to an area that I want to argue with you a bit.
Okay.
Are you saying that if you have 100 million,
yes, sir,
and you have 10 plots of land, okay, let me say 1 plot of land to farm and 1 plot of land to build a house, which one will you do?
One plot may not work.
Okay.
Because 100 million in the city on 1 plot will give me more plots with 100 million in
farming.
In farming.
Okay.
So the case is simple.
So what you are saying now is that you would rather farm than build a house and be collecting rental income.
Definitely.
Because you even did the analysis of rather than building that hotel.
Yes.
You go and put the money into farming.
Yes. It is far more profitable. Let's do the practical analysis.
Okay.
I live in Omole Estate.
Okay.
A 5-bedroom duplex in Omole, the minimum is 700 million. If you rent out that 700 million bedroom, as at date, it's about 25 million per annum. So how many years will it take me to break even? It will take you almost 30 years to break even and more. Now, carry that 700 million now and go to Ewekoro or go to any of this a bit distance land, you will acquire almost 1,000 hectares. Right? Plant this 1,000 hectares with oil palm. And let's do the calculation. Let's even go by NIFOS projection. Nigeria Institute for Oil Palm Research. Projected at an average hectare will give you 3 million profits. That's a 2 years projection. So 3 million times 1,000.
That's
about 3 billion.
3 billion.
Okay. So my 1,000 hectares in farmland will give me 3 billion per annum. Your 700 million in Omole will give you 25 million. It's so practical.
Sorry, should I go and sell all my houses?
It's so practical.
No, you didn't answer my question.
Yes, please. But definitely, we have to build houses because humans have to live in homes. Humans can't live in the bush.
So what I will do is I will sell all the houses, go and do more farming, then take the proceeds of farming and be building small houses here and there.
And that's another wisdom I learned from my father. He never built rental houses. He kept increasing his hectares of oil palm. Because the knowledge is simple. You will spend more money to build a house.
And you spend more money to maintain
You
the
spend
house.
more money to maintain the
And
house.
your tenant may not pay
And
you
your
rent.
tenants may not pay you.
And they can take you to court
But my
and live in
farm
the house for 5 years without paying.
It's my farm. And I keep making money, especially with the oil palm and these other cash crops.
You know
I
that
keep
the
making
palm,
money for years.
I don't have to speak English to produce.
Every year it produces.
Let's go into...
Otukwa Oil Palm, sorry to cut you, sir. Otukwa Oil Palm PLC, the plantation was abandoned for over 10 years. That is another business you can abandon.
Come back later.
Come back, it's still alive. Over 10 years, and all that was done was just to clear the bushes away. And the palms are still producing. In fact, while it was abandoned, the palms were still producing.
Because palm trees are very strong.
They are very strong.
Very strong. They withstand all forms of weather or whatever agricultural risk. Let's talk about why this kind of farming system. Why do we want to focus more on palm, focus more on cocoa, focus more on cashew and all these cash crops? Why? Why not do maize? Why not do, or even go into rearing of chicken, goat, and all of that? You know,
it's a very practical question.
Yeah.
One thing I've found about agriculture is that the risk is very high. So, I will, from the model we run, I suggest to people, if I am a Presco today with 98 billion in revenue, can I take can I take more risk? If I have over 50 billion in profit, can I take more risk? Profit, not loan.
Not loan.
Profit. Can I take more risk? So my advice is use the less risky as your first investment. Grow that and diversify into the more risky. Maybe I should be proud of this.
Makes a lot of sense.
So I have a little bit of background in real estate and investment risk. Harvard, to be precise. And when you study a lot of real estate portfolio, the risk is high. But what I've seen about this, especially with agriculture, is crazy. I can boldly tell you that Okitukwa Oil Palm PLC has lived for over 40 years now. There are no poultries that survived 10 years in that village. No poultry. No piggery survived that 10 years. The risk is too much. So we are talking business and not talking just setting up anything now. So because you are dealing with investors' funds, and the risk is the first component of every investment. So what we are saying is agriculture, yes, should be supported in all range, but let's manage the risk. So I give you what we did in Ekpe now. We are not taking a bigger risk and immediate. We started with the less riskier. The oil palm. The oil palms are grown, they are fruiting. And then we are now intercropping yams, which are other staple food, inside the oil palm. A major risk is that we have oil palm. If the yam fail, we have something that is there.
You have oil palm, you have the land.
We have the land. Another risk would, this 2025, we have done over 200 hectares of cassava plantation. We're still currently harvesting yams in Ekpe this year. We did pepper in Adodo. We did watermelon. We did diverse other agri.
So you still do other ones,
yes,
the more riskier ones, but you have secured them with the less riskier ones.
That is it. Because if you carry your capital and go and do chicken in this Nigeria, chicken will do you. Go and do risk with chicken is feeds. They keep going up and up. And you can stay for 3 months and not even go and check your palm plantation.
You can even stay for 1 year.
I'm not going to check. Stay for 1 day, don't go and check the chicken.
One of my friends was telling me, he said he was very passionate about Nigeria. He stays abroad, he stays in the US. And he was very passionate about Nigeria. He said he wants to do agriculture in Nigeria. He wants to be part of the solution. So he sent money for them to start poultry for him. and they started the poultry, big time poultry, put a lot of chicks there and all of that, and started growing it. Because he was abroad, they had to employ somebody who was taking care of the poultry for him. So at a particular time, he will call, he say he wants to see the poultry, they will show him and all of that. But what he noticed is that anytime he asked them to take the video, go around, they will just be focusing on one particular area. So he decided that he was going to come back home. The day he came back home, Oga, take me to the farm. It was another story.
There's no fuel in
By the time they got to the farm, there was no chicken. He said what the first thing that happened was that as he was approaching the farm, he said you should be perceiving the smell of all the waste product of the chicken. You should be perceiving or hearing the sound of the chicken. None of them was doing anything. By the time he got there, by the time he investigated, the security man was the one that came to tell him that, Oga, that's the manager, that is every day that he kills fowl. Once he's hungry, you say they should go and kill one of the fowl and cook jollof rice. He ate all the fowl or sold the ones he sold and all of that. But you cannot. What will you want to do with palm tree? We know how many fruits, bunches
that should come
there.
From my 1 hectare, I know
what it will produce in terms of palm oil.
Exactly.
We know after the process, we know how much we need to sell them. So everything is calculated, it's transparent.
Very, very.
So if you say you have 1,000 trees, you know exactly what 1,000 trees will produce. So it's a transparent market. All right. That's why one of the things I want people to, get to understand here is that we are not asking you to come and invest into a very high risky industry or venture. We are telling you to come and invest in a very low risk venture that has transparency. You can go online and Google
and see all the
calculations.
Call NIFO, get all the information.
All the informations. And one of the things we're even doing in our own farms, and that's to say to the people who are watching, we have a 1,000 hectares. We're starting with 1,000 hectares, but we're going. The vision is large. We're starting. And the people who join us, now that we're doing our pre-launch, are going to enjoy a whole lot of goodies. So we're starting a 1,000 hectares of palm plantation. And what we are doing is that we're giving you opportunity to be a farmer without going to farm. And one of the advantage of farming with us is that you have professional management. I want you to talk about what people we have when they farm with us. All right.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
So as easier, when we've spoken about the risk portfolio of the oil palm, it's still also a very technical product. It is a cash crop, but it's also an industrial crop.
Yeah.
And it has a lot of mechanization. So that's why the farm is not just a small farm. Why are you starting with 1,000 hectares? That's the question. Because mechanization in the 1,000 hectares is going to be huge. But why should we do that volume? Number one, if you don't do that volume, you will not be able to have the best extraction and invest in the milling capacity. If I have a 10 hectares of farm, I cannot go and invest in a $1 million mill capacity. But a 1,000 hectares can accommodate a 6 ton per hour mill or full automated mill. And that will support me to have better extraction ratio. Number two, I can export my palm oil when the FFA content is very low. If you have a 10 hectares, you cannot do all that. So with a larger volume of farm, you're able to manage the ROSPO's concerns and the refining, the quality of oil produced.
And the higher the quality of palm oil, the more expensive
it becomes. So that's why the volume is. And this 10 hectares now, people can now own fraction, like you mentioned. You can own 10 hectares, you can own 1 hectare, you can own 100 hectares. We've just told you now. It should be better for you to own 100 hectares in an oil palm plantation than build houses for rent. We are not saying don't build houses for rent.
We're saying do the less risky.
Do the less risky.
Use the proceeds
diversify.
to diversify.
Yes, and we're not saying don't invest in chicken. We're not saying don't invest in that, but do the less risky. So with this, you're able to know that you have an investment that can produce other investments for you. So in terms of professional management, from cultivating the nurseries, because we have to raise them with utmost professionalism, the nursery, the breed of palms that we are culturing and raising also matters. I'm sure the Naira F1 breed, which is the best breed right now, especially for Nigeria, is what we are raising here. And in 2-3 years, they are fruiting. Mass 4 years, they are fruiting already. And they can fruit for over 30 years, or 40 years. And then from the nursery to the plantation, to moving them to the field and nurturing them into those years before they start fruiting, we are all responsible for how professionally these trees grow. And it involves a lot of manpower and mechanization, manure application, fertilizer application. I mean, we have the experts, agronomists who check after the health of these trees. We have the soil scientists to make sure that this right soil is where we are cultivating. And then you have a lot of other engagements that make sure that these palms survive. And can I tell you, once they break that 3 years, you can count almost zero mortality. You go to our Ekpe farm right now, it's almost zero mortality. The trees are agile, but you do the first groundwork and then they grow up and then they do well. And you can abandon, once they are grown 3, you can abandon them. If you're not interested in harvesting your tree, just leave them. They will still be alive. So we're going to give all those service to make sure that the farm grow professionally and earn more income for you.
And not just even that, we're going to process them in a very professional milling capacity factory. And we're not just only going to do that, we're going to get the best of market to sell those, because that's one of the major problems that farmers have. You have your production, but you don't have the good markets. Because we are targeting international markets, we are targeting factories, production houses, places where they do a lot of manufacturing and all of that. So those are the people we are targeting, because from the research we have done and from the practical things that we have all known, over 50% of the things that you find in supermarket shelves are done with palm oil.
Element of palm oil.
In fact, when I started researching, I saw not less than 500 things that you produce with palm oil. As in, it was baffling. It was mind-blowing.
Recently, one of our managers was supplying one company in Nigeria, very big company. They produce foam mattress. And then there is a chemical they used to use that they used to import. So because of the exports, the exchange rate, they stopped. So they were using palm oil
in replacement,
in producing mattress.
They used to produce cream
in Nigeria.
They used to produce soap.
The product line is
creams, hair, shampoo, different kind of things.
So the export market is good, sir. But Nigeria alone is a massive market. We still import over 350% of the palm oil being used locally.
Wow.
So the government still spends over $600 million in importing palm oil, supporting importation of palm oil. So these factories to survive. All these your cosmetics, pharmaceutical companies that needs all this, they still import a larger volume of it.
So we can't even meet the domestic needs.
Not now. Nigeria needs over 1 million
just
metric
like
tons.
Yoruba people used to say, tik poto.
Tik poto. We need over 1
people who
million
don't understand that we are not, the market is not saturated.
500,000 hectares cannot solve our problem.
Wow.
500,000 hectares.
500,000 hectares
cannot solve Nigeria's problem.
That's like,
not exports.
That's like 5 states put together.
500,000 hectares cannot solve the problem.
Wow.
Of the oil palm.
So there's huge opportunity in the oil market.
The problem that people need to be aware is that they need to know who to invest with. They need to know the company to trust. And that's why I am glad with what Petulance is doing and Farmway is doing.
Yeah.
A lot of persons jump into this industry for cash flow. A lot of persons right now
Audio farming.
Audio farming. Their fingers are born to it, real estate. They're looking for something else.
They're looking for a way out.
Get money from people. And I said it last year. We're having a program. I told my people, affliction will arise the second time. And the affliction
And
is
when the
going to
wind
arise.
blow.
It will blow. I mean, it's not about, we have sold 3,000 hectares. We have sold 3,000.
Because one good thing about what we are doing is that we are not doing audio farming. We are farming for real.
Exactly.
We're going to put CCTV cameras. You
On the
can
farm.
view the farm from anywhere you are in the world. Activities that will be going on in the farm, you will see.
Live
it.
to you.
So it's real farming. And because we are also very much in association with government agencies, these are people that regulate the things that we do. So anybody who is investing into any of our farm products or our farm projects can be rest assured that you have professional management, you have transparency, you are going to be getting reports on a quarterly basis to know what your farm is doing, which level are we now, because this thing is a long-term investment for Nigerians. Anything 5 years is long-term investment. Because really, in real analysis of long-term investment, 5 years is medium-term, really, in real analysis.
Exactly.
10 years and above is what we call long-term. But for Nigerians, 5 years is long-term.
Very,
so
very
we say, okay, Nigerians, don't worry. It's long-term investment. Because somebody asked me a question. He said, so if I have to wait for 5 years before I can start earning revenue from the proceeds, is that not too long? I said, my brother, my sister.
How long have you waited for the lands that you have bought?
Not even that. I said, if I tell you that I'm going to plant a palm tree and next year I give you return, won't you suspect me? Because that's what some people are doing.
Exactly.
They give you returns. Where are they getting the returns from? Because the palm fruit has not even matured, has not even grown. It will take at least 3 years for it to start fruiting. You know, so where do you want me to get the money from? Except I want to deceive you. And that's what the Yoruba people used to call Owabu. It is the Abu money that we used to entertain the Abu.
Exactly.
You know, it means whatever you give me out of it, I will be giving you interest. And by the time
I cannot pay you.
I cannot pay you. That's Ponzi scheme.
And everybody goes
for us, it's straightforward, transparent farming, real farming. We're not talking. I'm even much more interested in all the, the end result at the end of the day. One of the things one of the dreams that I have is that I'm going to build my house in a particular number of hectares of land with farm surrounding my house. I love it. When I built my first house, there was a coconut tree in front of the house. To be sincere, it was obstructing the beauty of the house. But I told them not to touch it. I told them to leave their coconut tree. It was when the coconut dropped and almost broke my my car glass that I said, okay, time to cut down the coconut. But I just love it because that's the kind of serene environment that you want to live in. Nature. You know the thing I discovered is God gave us nature. We are moving away from nature.
And that's why human beings.
Yes, and that's why the level of sicknesses, the level of
rising.
All kinds of ailments, all kinds of diseases. It's just because no more organic food. We're eating nonsense. I used to say that
eat chicken that has stayed 6 months, 1 year.
No, some of the chicken they manufacture them in factory. Don't you see the way some of these things we watch on social media where they get to pump the chicken and the chicken will look big, but there's nothing inside. It's all chemicals that people are eating. So the more we can get back to nature, the better for us. So I want to take us, as we start rounding up this. Why should somebody trust this process? Why should we trust this process? We have seen a lot of people that has done audio farming here and there, and at the end of the day, the thing crashed. Why should somebody trust this process?
Number one, it is tied to real estate, and I will explain. The era of the agro investment that failed was just a mirage of farming.
Tech farming.
Give me 1 million, I'll give you 40%. Where's your farm? It's in Kaduna. They are planting pepper in Kaduna. And then
the pepper is online.
Pepper is online. Pepper never get delivered. But now I say, buy farmland or buy an estate that is designed as farm. Then you ask me, where is the land? It's okay, I will take you there. If I cannot take you there, then run.
I will give you the document.
I will give you the document. When I give you the document, go to government and make your search. Does this land exist? Has this man come and register anything like this with you? And the government puts it on the system and say, yes, there is farmway estate in existence. And this is the location. So you buy, and then your allocation is done. You have your paper and your document of real estate. So it is tied to real estate. Just the same way we bought real estate several years. It is tied to real estate. Number two, it is tied to biological assets that will be managed on your own land. So we are not managing the biological assets in Kaduna. You can, if we told you, we've planted the trees. Thank you. But go there and visit and see, are the trees actually planted? We have some of our investors that came home this December. A lot of them came to the farm. I mean, some even came with their white husband, and they came to the farm.
And white people love things like that.
I was so glad to take them to the farm. And I told them, if the farm was not in existence, there's nothing to show you. That is where this model is secured. I can drive you down, and not just drive you down and start showing you that this is where it is, to your own portion.
Even
where your corner
your
piece
survey will have the coordinates.
Exactly.
And if you impute those coordinates on Google, it will take you directly to where it
your
is.
land.
And with Google Earth, you can see exactly what is on the land.
What is the portion? So the real estate element makes this very, very, very strong. And lastly, the professional management that comes with this. And that's why I love what we're doing with Petulance. Over 13 years of experience in real estate, marrying agriculture is going to give every investor their worth. Because agriculture is technical. It's not garbage in.
Garbage out.
You have to understand what you are doing. It's not, oh, this is what is working. I can do it. Now, you have the experience in real estate, but you're then saying, oh, I don't have the experience in agriculture. Let us partner with the company that have experience in agriculture.
Over the years.
I have over 2 decades in agriculture now. With my
So
family.
you were born into it now.
And then,
those people that when they are singing, they say, when did you start singing? They say from their mother's womb. You started agriculture from your mother's womb.
So, and what we have done, over 8,000 hectares, spanning across 4 states, over 7 years. Can I shock you, sir? 27, which is just 3 days ago. We just paid ROI, second ROI for Ibadan.
Wow.
So we have people who are already earning from this.
Yeah.
And when we do the ROI, we do it live, in Zoom. People join from US, from everywhere, and then we give the entire report of the entire farm. The numbers of palms, milk,
which is what we're also going to be doing in Farmway.
Everybody
we have our own plantation called Palm Origin. That's what we've named our plantation.
Great.
Is where palm originated from. And it's not just a farm. It's going to be like a farm city.
Settlements.
Where you farm, but yet you have value added. You can come and build small house there once, because the way we build
resorts,
the way we plant the trees in one plot, you have like maybe 10 trees there. So it means you have a lot of space where you can do a lot of other things. So it's more like you are buying into an estate, but a farm estate. So, and this entire system that is being talked about are going to be implemented in Farm Origin, so that people can have transparency, people can have access to the land, people can have access to the palm plantation, people can have access to the reports, and everything is transparent. And once we make money, whatever it is that has become the sharing formula, we both share. Now, for those of us who are watching us and you want to be a part of the Palm Origin powered by Farmway and Asset Rise, which is our consultant in this matter, you will see a barcode on this screen. Scan it and it will take you directly to where you are going to take advantage of what we are doing. What we want to do is give people opportunity at different times to be able to have access to this. What I want you to do is this. You are a corporate person, but investment is necessary for everybody. I say that not everybody can be an entrepreneur, because entrepreneurship requires a whole lot.
A lot of time.
I am born entrepreneur. I can't even do any other thing as well for entrepreneurship. All right. But not everybody. I've seen that there are people who don't have capacity for entrepreneurship, but everybody must be an investor.
Yes.
And you don't just invest in one sector, you invest across different sectors. So you have invested in banking, you have invested in manufacturing. It's time to invest in agriculture, especially in palm plantation, because we are designing the process, the system that can make it easy for everyone who invests in it, so that whatever you are investing in carries higher value than whatever anybody is doing. So we are bringing professionalism, the kind of professionalism that you have seen with the likes of Presco, the likes of Okomo, the likes of major palm industries is what we are bringing into the table, and we are making it very accessible, such that you can access it. You don't need to be running that, like my friend would say, hectares. You don't need to be running I'm about to say hectares again. You don't need to be running up and down to be able to access it. It's very easy to access. Just scan the QR code on this particular post and take advantage of what we are doing. So, Dr. Rotimi,
thank you, sir.
Finally, what do you have to say to our investors?
I will say, in 2026, this will be one of your best decisions. Because farming is beyond just an investment now for yourself. It's an investment for the entire world. It's an investment for your children. It's an investment for the nation. And you want to do this with all passion.
Sorry, I wanted to take you back a little. You see, it's an investment for your children.
Yes.
So I can actually transfer this to my children.
Yes.
Like your father transferred to you.
Yes.
And even what your father transferred to you, you can transfer to your own children.
My children already have farms bought in their names now. So
your children are also farmers?
By God's grace.
I thought that you just allow them to live their life.
They can live their life, but they have farms. So this is one thing you want to do. You want to join the Palm Origin. You want to join the Palm Origin powered by Farmway, and make sure that you are doing that in a bigger way. This is not one plot real estate. The minimum you should be targeting is 10 hectares. And I'll tell you why. With 10 hectares, by projection, you are seeing about 30 million naira every year. So I want to ask you, whatever the 10 hectares value is, go and put it in a construction project. You can never get 30 million.
That's like how much? What's the percentage return on investment? That's over 40%. So, and with 40 to 50%, 30 to 40% return on investment, in 2 years, you have recovered your money.
You're good.
And the rest is
history.
Just chopping money.
Keep maintaining the farm. And then even before that 3 years, the value of your land will have been far more than it. Just one of our estates, we stood at 700,000 naira per plot. Then we're still selling per plot. As at date, a plot is 7 million naira.
Wow.
And that's 3 years.
Wow.
So some of the landlords are selling among themselves because the place is now high demand. And they're like, I want to buy. Please announce on the platform and people buy. So you are doing real estate, you are doing agriculture, the value is appreciating, and you're going to be enjoying a long time of passive income. You are planning for your retirement. You are planning to even send your children abroad, just like my friend that is looking at me now. You are 25 years or you are 30 years. You're going to give birth to children. And one of the ways to give yourself peace, go and own a 1 hectare or 10 hectare of oil palm. If you are generating 30 million naira every year, you don't need to think how to pay the tuition. You don't need to sleep and be dreaming of your rent. You have consistent income to back it up. That is the wisdom of this. And when you retire, you don't need to run up and down to find how to maintain your retirement. You have a source of income that can take care of you, and then you transfer it to your children.
Yeah. Wow. So farming is legacy. Farming is cash flow. Farming is an investment that you can rely on. And with professional management and value addition, with the real estate dimension that we have brought into it, you don't have anything to fear. Make that decision today And what I usually say is that when people analyze risk, they analyze it from the wrong side. I've discovered that Nigerians take a lot of risk, but we don't take valuable risk. We take risk that will put us into trouble and will not have any return. When we now have to take risk that will give us a return,
we run away from it.
We start doing an over-analysis.
There is a bring 10 million. I will give you 40 million.
Sharp, they will give you. That's why a particular company came and swept. How much did they even say they collected from
Nigeria? 1 trillion.
In 6 months, because people are looking for fast way to making it. This particular one is long-term investment. And I've also said that anytime you have long-term perspective in investment, you always win. It's when you have short-term, you just want to make it sharp. That's when you lose. But when your investment approach is long-term, you always win. There was a particular instrument we were buying in the capital market those days. Now, we started buying that stock when the stock was 4 Naira. 5 Naira, 5 Naira. The stock dropped from 5 Naira to 4 Naira. We're still buying. The stock dropped from 5 Naira to 3 Naira. From 4 Naira to 3 Naira, 3 Naira to 2 Naira. The stock ended up at maybe 1 Naira, 20 kobo, thereabouts. And we're still buying. When I went to my boss then, I said, why are we still buying? We're supposed to have sold so that we don't lose money. He said, no, this is the best time to even buy. He said, because the more you buy, the more you average the cost. So it means that what we bought at 5 Naira is now reducing. By the time we average the cost, maybe we'll be at 2 Naira. Maybe we'll be at 3 Naira maximum, because we are buying more, because we are thinking long term. When you think long term, you will always win. Eventually, that stock went on to be over 10 Naira before they sold. That is long-term investment. You can't get that on a very short term. The market can be volatile, but the one who plays long-term will always have peace of mind because you are not in a hurry. Exactly. So this particular investment is an investment you need to do for the long term. Think about your retirement. Think about your children. Think about legacy when you are doing it. That is what it is for. And you are also thinking about sustainability.
Yes.
You are thinking about not just sustaining your family, but sustaining a nation.
Exactly.
Because Nigeria will be depending on what you are doing to be able to survive. Now, the fact that we are playing less than 2% in terms of global palm oil production, by the time you join us, we will start increasing that number.
Exactly.
So you are solving a problem. Exactly. So it is time to take the bull by the horn and make that investment decision. Scan the code that you can see on your screen, on your screen, and make that investment decision today. You are relating with a trusted hand. We have been in this business for over 2 decades, and we have been in professional management of real estate for almost 14 years, 13 years and counting. Now you can trust us. We are business people who have come here to stay. We told ourselves that we are building a business that will outlive us 100 years and above. That's what we are building. So if you are looking for a company to trust to do this particular business, to ensure that you get the best professional management, this is a company to trust. The thing is that I have a lot to lose. So I'm not here to play games. All right. Somebody asked me one time, so all these things you are doing, so if anything happens, what do you? I say, my asset base is massive. It's not 10 billion. It's not 20 billion. It's not 30 billion. It's not 50 billion. Asset base that is strong to withstand anything we are doing. So you are dealing with a stable company, a reliable company, a company with professional management. Ensure that you do your best. If you want to go with people who are scattering the market, good luck. But I will say, don't get caught into the web of all these
quick funds,
quick returns.
Over promises.
It will not pay you. So thank you very much, Dr. Rotimi. I really appreciate your time here. We are going to host you again on 10X platform because your story is very inspiring. I know we didn't go deep into your story. There are other things I wanted to ask you, but for time, we may not be able to do that today. Another time, we'll be able to go into much more deeper conversation into your own story. Thank you very much for listening to us. It's been an awesome time with Rotimi today. and want to especially thank him for coming around, and to also thank you for listening to us. I know it's been inspiring. It's been value adding. You know, you have gained a lot and you have really understood some things about what we have talked about. Thank you very much. Till I see you next time, make sure you are making the right investment decision. See you at the top.